Hare Krishna. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnana Shalakaya Chakshuru Nutamina Tasmai Shri Gurue Namaha. This is a small poem in glorification of holiness. From Los Angeles dawn, your journey rose, where UCLA's bright river flows. Sociology, economics in your frame, yet higher truth called out your name. A champion's heart, the courts acclaimed, NCAA MVP, your skill proclaimed. On Santa Cruz sands, your prowess strong, a lead singer too, with rising song. But worldly crowns could not suffice. A teammate's choice revealed the price. He left it all for Bhakti's way. You saw the path that does not sway. On June 11, 1970, Grace, you met Srila Prabhupada face to face. Initiation came in 71. A servant's life had just begun. In Portland's temple, you took the lead. A president serving the mission's need. Spiritual sky, you helped to guide, while preaching far and sanctified. At Prabhupada's word, your hands were raised. The Bhakti program stood and blazed. In LA first, then world embraced. You trained new hearts in saintly grace. Across the continents, your service ran. America, Europe, Bharat's span. Folk in the UK, you set in place. Congregations grew by Krishna's grace. Director for nations near and far, Scotland, Israel, Cyprus star, Greece, Holland, Belgium, stand by stand, you spread Lord Krishna's holy brand. In 87, the GBC called, a guru's tasked to lift us all. Krishna Fest rolled in 89, a traveling stage where hearts align. You met the Druze with kindly art. In Sophia, you touched every heart. Through reason clear and Vedic light, you shared the soul's eternal right. Degrees in Bhakti's sacred field, Shastra's studies, wisdom sealed. Master's doctorate, Vedic aim, administration crowned your holy name. 5 universities heard your voice. 100 colleges made their choice. Books poured forth, some 45, to keep Lord Chaitanya's mission alive. Vedic cosmology, vistas grand, Gaga Samhita in a scholar's hand. Vedic paradigm, bright side too, fortunate souls to guide us through. Temple to temple, shore to shore, you open wide the Bhakti's door. Through lectures, kirtan, books and care, You taught us how to truly share. O lion preacher, firm yet kind, with saintly heart and brilliant mind, your life's example lights the way to serve Sri Krishna day by day. May your standards high and chant the holy name till we die. Fierce and sweet, we place our hearts at your lotus feet. Hare Krishna.
So I'm going to put the words up here maybe. And would you like to go now? Yours? Or you want a few minutes? It's kind of whole thing. Okay, 1 second. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna.
I often think about how much mercy I have received from you, and I must again appreciate that you have traveled so far to our country in the past. For many years, even twice a year. During your Vyasa Puja and during the summer camps, summer Namahata camps in Czech Republic, when you visited our yatra, then I could learn every moment spent in your association. To learn and see how a person fully in Krishna consciousness acts. Every time I saw you act, then I said to myself that I would never have thought of acting like that. And so I saw what a long journey in Krishna consciousness still awaits me. Having a living example in Krishna consciousness is a gift that can hardly be repaid. In my daily life, I remember so many times what I experienced with you during your visit, and especially how you reacted Krishna consciously in every situation. Many times I adjust my actions according to what I experience with you, and I am so happy for that. And what about the devotees who are currently spending time with you every day? They are such fortunate souls. They can assist you in your mission every day and be part of your devotional life. A life filled with service, devotion, and love for Krishna, like Krishna's devotees in Vrindavan. Today, after so long, I know at least one thing, and that is that I will never achieve such consciousness by my own effort, but only if you think of me well. If I live my life in such a way that you are satisfied with my activities. And that is why you are like doctor. You correct things that are crooks in the conditioned living entity. You tirelessly and persistently give medicine to us conditioned souls and patiently bear with how slowly we went to take it. And I am glad that you never lose patience with how slowly I take this medicine. I am happy for every step I take in spiritual life, even if it is a small, for every small realization of the meaninglessness of conditioned life and service to the body, to this body. For even small shift in realization, or in realizing myself as a servant of Krishna. And no one will take away my conviction that behind every shift is the mercy of spiritual master, your mercy, and your desire to bring your disciples to the path of full Krishna consciousness. It is 100% your merit and your credit, and I thank you very much for it. Your humble servant, Achyuta Gotradas.
Dear Guru Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. Thank you for your personal example. Thank you for your personal example, as brilliant as 10,000 suns. Although we are not in personal contact, you are still the main source of inspiration in our devotional lives via your lectures, books, etc. You did an extraordinary feat of commenting of the whole Garga Samhita. It is so nice to read about Krishna's pastimes. In many places in revealed scriptures, we get the information that hearing about Krishna's pastimes is the most important process of developing our forgotten state of Krishna consciousness. By your grace, we got a new opportunity to remember, to grow up, to water our bhakti lata and taste nectarian fruits of love of God. We appreciate your approach to devotional service, and we are very happy to have a well-wisher like you. Thank you. Please pray for our spiritual health. Next year we plan for the Ratha Yatra in Brno City. Please bless us to continue with this tradition year after year for the pleasure of Lord Jagannath, Srila Prabhupada, and Your Holiness. Hare Krishna.
Dear Guru Maharaj, please accept our humble dandavats at your lotus feet. On this sacred day of your Vyasa Puja, we would like to express our deep gratitude to you. By your guidance and mercy, we are able to glimpse, at least in a small way, the true beauty of devotional service. Your presence, your instructions, and your example give us the strength to rise again and again and to continue on the path which we would not be able to walk without your light. Thank you, Guru Maharaj, for teaching us not to deviate from the principles of Shastra and at the same time guiding us with such patience and compassion that one feels encouraged rather than discouraged. Thank you for showing us that spiritual life is not just philosophy, but character, discipline and dedicated service every day without excuses. Thank you for being such a transparent medium of the Guru Parampara, through which the original instructions of Krishna and the mercy of Srila Prabhupada pass clearly, without distortion and without compromise. We sincerely wish to become worthy of even a single drop of your attention. Please bless us so that we may follow your instructions with sincerity and without pride, so that we do not allow ourselves to be misled by false ego, and so that one day we may please your heart with our service, however small it may be. Please allow us to remain forever under the shelter of your lotus feet and to be a sincere part of your mission. Your humble servants, Rukmini Ramanadas and Lakshmi Devi Dasi.
Jnanadhyamandasya Jnananjanashurkaya Chakshurunalitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Hare Krishna Gurudev, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to you. On this divine auspicious day of your 76th Vyasa Puja ceremony, I just want to say how fortunate I am to know an extraordinary and rare personality such as yourself. The numerous things you've shown and achieved in the many years of establishing Krishna consciousness throughout the world, impacting many lives, is incredible. I'm indeed amazed how strong-willed you are, and despite great difficulties, never tend to give up. Truly one of a kind, heart of a true Sankirtan warrior. It's amazing to see in Harinam videos continuing to preach, sharing the holy names with enthusiasm and compassion for us forgotten souls. You continue to set a prime example of how to strive in Krishna consciousness, following the instructions of Srila Prabhupada with simply dedication and sincerity. I just want to say thank you for all that you've done and continue to do for me, as Krishna consciousness can be very difficult, but despite how difficult, you continue to pull and keep me engaged. Having the association of Krishna's kind devotees. Kabe hino kripal labaye e jana Kritartha hobe nata Shakti buddhihina ami atidina Kodo more atmasata. When will such mercy fall to this one who is weak and devoid of intelligence? Allow me to be with you. Yogyata vichare kichana hipai tomara karuna sada karuna nahorle kandiya kandiya prananada kiba ada. If you examine me, you'll find no qualities. Your mercy is all that I am made of. If you are not merciful unto me, I can only weep and I will not be able to maintain my life. Thank you always, your servant, Devarshinaratha Das.
Dear Guru Maharaj, thank you for tolerating me. It's a task that is hard to do, I think, for everyone. And I thought that this day is the day that we worship you and offer our respects unto you, especially, and our relationship, you and me, is what I'd like to focus on. So you are grateful for the opportunity to serve Srila Prabhupada's mission, and you continue under any and all circumstances to be kind upon me and kind upon all living entities. You're tirelessly conceiving and receiving inspiration for spreading the Sankirtan movement. And me, I'm self-absorbed. You are patient with suffering, conditioned souls who make excuses and tend to act inappropriately at any and all times, even though there's a lot of work to do and there isn't any time to waste. You made an analogy once about a baby who poops on the shoulder of its caregivers, or maybe throws up a little bit, and the parents or the caregivers are not unnecessarily disturbed by such mishaps. I know that my behavior is abominable in many times, many places, many circumstances, and especially in front of your other disciples and associates, which is a great offense to your lotus feet. And this is all due to my pride. Due to my pride, I'm offensive and inconsiderate. You are dedicated to ridding yourself of all impurities at any and all times, and ready to lend a hand to somebody like me who is very clumsily tripping over himself and absorbed in material sense gratification. You and me have gone through some challenges, some wonderful accomplishments or trials for this community and for your preaching. We have gotten involved in projects which I would have never dreamed about, and you trusted me to get involved and to make things happen. And I'm trying to learn to trust you in any and all circumstances, that the Shastra says that you're the exact representative of the Guru Parampara. You are a transparent Vedic medium to Lord Krishna, who is completely trustworthy. And by your mercy, I hope to have that unflinching faith and unflinching trust. I hope to be able to reciprocate the trust that you have in me. I heard an analogy about offenses to the spiritual master or to the Vaishnava, and it resonated deeply with me. The analogy is that if one has a thorn in the heel, then the thorn has to come out of the heel. So my offenses against you are only forgivable by your mercy, and we understand how grave it is to offend a pure devotee of the Lord. And I'm praying for your mercy, for your forgiveness on this day and every day. Please do forgive me and absolve me of all offenses that I made at your lotus feet. And sincerely, please pray that I can sincerely continue to render service unto you birth after birth. So on this Danavir Goswami Maharaj ki jai.
Om Jnanatimrandasya Gnanjana Shlakaya Chakshunritamina Tashmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Dear Gurudev, I want to thank you for giving me the opportunity to make a commitment for my whole life. Commitment to you, to following a clean life, 4 regulative principles, and an opportunity to give others something that is truly hopeful in their life. And I'll forever be grateful for getting this connection that can be taken away. I hope I don't transgress sometime in my life, but I might, but it'll never go away. And I don't know, this is probably not my first time around So, but I hope that I can continue to serve you and serve your disciples. And I was thinking about this earlier. I was talking to one of my godbrothers how, and initially how I decided to take Diksha from you was hearing about you from your disciples, and how hearing about you creates feelings of love towards you that I wouldn't necessarily be able to have on my own, so they share their own experiences with me, and then I can relish in that and become more appreciative of you. And so I pray that to Srila Prabhupada and to the rest of the Guru Parampara that I can truly take shelter of you and see that your vision of RVC, of spreading Krishna consciousness is happening, and it's only not happening because I can't see it, but it is happening in reality. And like my godbrother Magadari Prabhu, I also would ask you to, again, to please forgive my offenses. And I pray that the mercy will continue to flow, and I'll continue to take shelter of you, and also Srila Prabhupada, even when so many things don't want me to, my mind doesn't want me to, but I pray that I can continue to take shelter of Srila Prabhupada in you. His Holiness Danavir Goswami Ki Jai.
Hare Krishna. Dear Gurudev, the Sanskrit word Danavir is a word that literally translates to hero of charities. This is a fitting name for you because you are also a hero of charities, not material, but divine. The role of a spiritual master is an interesting one. For although none of your disciples are related to you by blood, still you take full responsibility for their every action. Actually, the relationship with the spiritual master is deeper than the relationships we have with our material friends or family. This is because, unlike our material family, which can be likened to a group of sticks floating down a river, you have been with us for many lifetimes, and are willing to keep coming back for many more lifetimes in order for us to get the real treasure of spirituality, Krishna Prema. Gurudev, you have so many good qualities, of which a few are that you are humble, that you are kind to your disciples, and that you are open and honest with everyone. Gurudev, you have been able to stay a staunch sannyasi and spiritual master for almost 30 years now. It is hard enough to be a sannyasi in the age of Kali, yet you make it look easy. You not only did that, but you've also written and published over 40 books and have around 20 editions of your magazine, Vaishnava Society. On this most auspicious day of your Vyasa Puja. We want to wholeheartedly thank you for your dedication to being a spiritual master, a thankless task to say the least. Your life is a portrait of how one should surrender unto their spiritual master. And this year, we have been honored to surrender unto you more and more. Thank you. Yours in service, Jagannath Das Brahmachari.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Guru Maharaj, I wanted to offer you the book amount that you've distributed this year that I personally got to hand to people. I think you've distributed many books from many disciples, but this is just the ones that I got to be involved in. So the total amount of books for the year is 14,879, books with 333 sets of books, which includes 51 Garga Samhita sets, 76 Mood and Mission of Srila Prabhupada sets, 3 Sri Bhaktisiddhanta Vaibhava sets, 58 Chaitanya Charitamrita sets, and 145 Srimad Bhagavatam sets. So that's definitely, those are the books that you distributed. Last year you were talking about making a video for the Vedic cosmology movie using this AI stuff that's out now. So I wanted to see if it's like possible to make sort of a coherent video with AI to like tell a story, sort of like a movie or a film or something like that. So just to try it out, because I didn't know how it would work and I haven't used that stuff before, I just took a section from the Garga Samhita. It's just one verse, and I chose it just because it was it's in the Ekadasi section. It's Sri Garga Samhita, Canto 4, Ekadasi, the Lord's Day, Chapter 9, Text 18. And I just tried to make a video of just the verse and the purport and what's in there. So it's just a short story, and I chose it just because it's a very simple story, so that I thought it might be easy to try it with.
There you go. I'll come back. I'll come back and go back. I'll go over to the... I'll be back in a minute.
Okay.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, want me to slow down? Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna
One thing is, so I was thinking if it is half decent, then maybe we could make some videos from the Garga Samhita and the Srimad Bhagavatam using these same programs. So that was kind of the idea, just to see if it works. And at first I didn't know how to get voices to come out good in English. After making the whole thing, I think in the future they can be in English and look convincing. But for this, the ones that were in Hindi looked more convincing, so I put it in Hindi with English subtitles. So hopefully that is okay. And I sent the words of it to Achyuta Gotra Prabhu in Czech if you want to send it to any of the devotees so they can know what's happening and read along. I just sent it in on your WhatsApp. Like an hour ago maybe. Okay. And in the purport, you said this is a story from the Brahma Vaivarta Purana, and then you give a whole quote of the story. So here it is.
Brahma Vaivarta Purana.
Brahma Vaivarta Purana. I just wanted to check, are the subtitles visible, or it was like a little too fast?
Yeah, a little too fast, yeah.
Okay. If you want, I can just explain briefly what was said.
Yeah, you can explain.
Okay, so Krishna Maharaj Yudhishthira was saying that he heard the glories of Nirjal Ekadashi, so then he was asking Krishna to please explain what is the Ekadashi that comes in the month of June and July. And Krishna said it's Yogini Ekadashi, and it destroys all sins. And there's a story in the Puranas that explains this about a gardener named Hema, who was a servant of Kuvera, and he was very attached to his wife, but he spent all day helping Kuvera in his worship of Lord Shiva. And that's Kuvera, and he's asking for Shiva to forgive them because some of his servants are messing up in the worship. And these are the flowers that Hema, the gardener, gets for Kuvera to do the worship with. He told Kuvera he could offer the flowers, and Kuvera's angry, saying, "What's the meaning of this?" His servant explained that Hemamali wasn't there yet to bring the flowers. So he said that the worship is ruined, and to quickly find the cause of Hema's delay.
हेमा घर पर अपनी पत्नी के साथ समय बिता रहे थे।
He said Hima's at home enjoying the association of his wife, and Kuvera said, "Bring him here."
तुमने मेरे परम पूज्य प्रभु श्री शंकर की अवहेलना की है और अपने सुख भोग में लीन रहे हो। तुम कुछ लोग से ग्रस्त हो जाओगे और अपनी अत्यंत अपनी से अलग हो जाओगे।
So Kuvera cursed him to get leprosy and fall down to earth and be separated from his wife for ruining the worship.
एवं
the verse was saying that people who follow the Vedas just for sense gratification, they only attain repeated birth and death. And it's showing the fall of a demigod down to earth. And this is him as a leper. So Markandeya Rishi asked him how he got into this condition.
Markandeya? Who's the sage?
This is Markandeya Rishi, and he asked him how he got into this bad condition. So he's explaining that he was Kuvera's gardener, but due to lusty desires, he neglected his duty and got cursed by Kuvera. But now somehow this unfortunate soul has suddenly become fortunate by meeting a great personality like you, he says to Markandeya Rishi. So he asked Markandeya Rishi to please save him, and Markandeya Rishi will explain that he should perform Yogini Ekadashi. So Krishna explained that what Yogini Ekadashi is. I wanted to ask if you could bless me to make some kind of videos from the Garga Samhita and the Bhagavatam. Maybe it wouldn't just be like just a quick story like that, but it could be more of like a Puranic documentary, so different things can be opened up and explained in the story. Okay. Thank you.
couldn't do it. Just want to have the skill.
नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमदे भक्तिविकास स्वामी नामिने नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमदे दानवीर गोस्वामी नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणी विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य पंचाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. Please accept my humble obeisances, Maharaj. As the sun does not need to announce its presence, when it illuminates the entire cosmos, fills its warmth and brilliance, similarly a pure devotee of the Lord who engages 24 hours a day in remembrance and service to Krishna needs no outward display. Wherever such a saintly soul goes, every word they speak and every step they take is transcendental and filled with divine bliss. Oh Maharaj, you have written and translated so many scientific books, making this divine knowledge accessible to all. I am also in the field of science and I truly wish to do scientific way of preaching under your guidance. You are always perfect in every way, as you have taken the path of bhakti as your life and soul. But with this foolish mind, ignorant nature and tendency towards sense gratification, I am not taking full advantage of your presence, Maharaj. After taking countless birth and engaging in all forms of sensual gratification in those bodies, this mind still hankers for the same desires. Please, Maharaj, bless me so that I may at least receive one drop of that nectar which you constantly relish in the service of God Nitai. I am insignificant and fallen, yet I pray that by your mercy I may become an instrument, however small, in this divine mission of Srila Prabhupada. When Narottam Das Thakur said, Darshane pavitra karo ei tumhara gun, by your mere glance one becomes purified. This perfectly described to you, Maharaj. Your single glance can dissolve lifetimes of impurities and awaken genuine love towards Krishna. You carries the divine potency to bestow the Bhakti Lata Bij, the seed of pure devotion. After countless birth, we have now received this most sacred opportunity to associate with Srila Prabhupada, direct disciple, and with exalted pure devotees like you, Maharaj. I consider myself truly blessed to be under your shelter, Maharaj, and I pray I may continue to serve you faithfully. As my Gurudev, His Holiness Bhaktivikas Swami Maharaj once said, if you directly serve me, it does not give me as much bliss as when you serve my God brothers. I have taken these instructions deeply into my heart and soul. As Krishna declares, Aham Bhakta Paradino, I am conquered by my devotees. And to Uddhava he said, Sadhavo Hridaya Mahyam, the sadhu is my heart and soul. They dwell within me. They always absorb on my thoughts. As it is stated that Machita Madgata Prana Bodhayantah Parasparam Kathayantascha Mam Nityam Tushyanti cha Ramanti cha. The thoughts of my pure devotees always dwell in me. Their lives are fully devoted to my service, and they derive great satisfaction and spiritual bliss by always enlightening one another and conversing about me. We see this divine truth manifest daily in the life of you, Maharaj. Your purity is transcendental, yet by your own example, you constantly shows us how to live a life of devotion. As the Bhagavad Gita teaches, Yad Yad Acharati Shreshtham, a true Acharya leads by example, and Maharaj embodied this sacred principle just as Srila Prabhupada did. With my insignificant self, I have no qualification to glorify your divine personality, Maharaj. It is like a small frog in a well attempting to describe the vastness of the massive ocean. Yet with profound humility, I offer this small attempt to express my gratitude and reverence for your divine presence. As expressed in the Bengali song, Guru Vaishnav Bhagavad Dina Smarane Hoye Anayase Vigna Vinashan. By remembering the Guru and Vaishnava and the Supreme Lord, all obstacles are effortlessly destroyed. Truly, by remembering such an exalted devotee, our consciousness becomes purified and the radiant path of bhakti is illuminated. Thank you so much, Maharaj, for allowing me this sacred opportunity to glorify your divine virtues and your tireless, selfless service to Srila Prabhupada and Shri Radha Krishna. All glories to you, Maharaj, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, and all glories to Shri Gaur Nitai.
So now we'll do the senior initiated disciples, ladies. Would anyone like to go now? Vidya Mataji?
Respected Guru Maharaja, please accept my humble obeisances at your lotus feet. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to your divine grace on this sacred occasion of Vyasa Puja. Today I pause to reflect on the immense gift of your presence in this world, a presence that radiates clarity, courage and compassion. You are not merely a scholar of Vedic truths, you are a living embodiment of them. In a world clouded by confusion and compromise, you stand as a beacon of uncompromising dharma. Your lectures pierce illusion. Your books illuminate the path of transcendence. Your example silence doubt. You have shown us that spiritual life is not a retreat from reality, but a bold engagement with it, armed with Shastra, humility, and the desire to serve. I have personally benefited from your teachings on Garga Samhita, Varnashram Dharma, and the urgency of Krishna consciousness. You have helped me see that spiritual knowledge must be lived, not merely learned. Your emphasis on practical application, whether through community development, education, or outreach, has inspired me to integrate Krishna consciousness into every aspect of my life. Your compassion is fierce and fatherly. You do not flatter, you uplift. You do not bend truth to please, you speak truth to liberate. And yet, beneath your strength lies a heart that deeply cares for each soul's journey. I've seen how you encourage the hesitant, correct the wayward, and empower the sincere. On this Vyasa Puja day, I offer my prayers. May I always remember your instructions and live by them. May I serve your mission with steadiness and humility. May I become a worthy representative of your teachings, sharing them with clarity and conviction. May I never forget the urgency of this human life and the rare opportunity to serve a pure devotee. Thank you, Guru Maharaja, for being a fearless torchbearer of Srila Prabhupada's legacy. Thank you for showing us that devotion is not sentiment, it is an action, it is a sacrifice. It is a truth lived boldly, with deep gratitude and reverence. Your servant Vidya Devidasi.
Dear Guru Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Today is the auspicious day of your appearance in this world. It is the most important moment because it was born an ocean of mercy, who has a compassion even with this fallen soul in the darkness of ignorance with me. You are my only friend because you teach me how to go back home, back to Godhead. But what is your desire? What do you really want from me? My life is useless. Why did I take initiation if I don't know what is your desire? I don't want to be a disciple who makes only a show. Only through you I can serve Krishna. Only through you I can understand the scriptures. Only through you I can sing the kirtan. If you are happy with me, I also get the blessing from Krishna. I am watching everything from a well of material existence. If I just like Prahlad, who refused to go with Lord Nrsimhadev because of his seva to his Gurudeva, would have such attachment for Guru Seva, like him. Or if I would be like Bandhu disciple of Nanda Kishore Goswami, who very simple and full of faith, refused Krishna friendship because he didn't accept the invitation of his Guru. Please bless me to become a bona fide disciple. Please bless me to serve you eternally. Life after life I have been waiting for you. Otherwise, how could I know the first time I have met you that my life has no meaning if I cannot please you? Let me leave everything behind, all my past and maybe future, and let me follow you. You and Srila Prabhupada, please don't turn away from me. Your servant of a servant, Bhavani Devi Das.
विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते दानवीर गोस्वामी नामिने नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे मूकं करोति वाचालं पुंगं लंघयति गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्री गुरुदिनतारिणीम् I offer my respectful obeisances unto my spiritual master, the deliverer of the fallen soul. His mercy turned the dumb into eloquent speaker and enabled the lame to cross mountain. Om Gyanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. I was born in the darkening universe and my Guru Maharaj opened my eyes with the doors of knowledge. Dear Guru Maharaj, please accept my most acceptable and humble obeisances at the doors of your lotus feet. All glories to you, all glories to your divine grace on the most auspicious day of pure Vyasa Puja. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Guru Maharaj, I have written a song for you. Please accept this song. This song has 9 verses. I have written the song to the best of my ability. If there are any mistake in the song, please forgive me. Jaya Jaya Guru Deva Karuna Sagar Prema Bhakti Diya Kara Shabare Tara Jaya Jaya Guru Deva Karuna Sagar Jaya Maha Bhagavata Jaya Mahamuni Jaya Maha Bhagavata Jaya Mahamuni Sabanaki Pana Bina Anna Nahi Mani Sabanakir Tana Bina Anna Nahi Mani Jaya Prabhu Pada Shisha Jaya Mahagani Jaya Prabhu Pada Shisha Jaya Mahagani Krishna Mantra Dana Diya Kripa Karanjini Krishna Mantra Dana Diya Kripa Karanjini Jaya Jaya Guru Deva Danavir Goswami Jaya Jaya Guru Deva Danavir Goswami Krishna Bhakti Dana Kara Jara Mana Vritti Krishna Bhakti Dana Kara Jara Mana Vritti Jivera Kalana Mata Chari Dehashu Jivera Kalane Mata Sari Deha बसो निरंतर कृष्ण नामे भूले निज निरंतर कृष्ण नामे भूले निज विनीत बाबा जरा करुणामय जिनी विनीत बाबा जरा करुणामय जिनी सर्वशास्त्रे शुनि पुनः अमृत जारबाणी सर्वशास्त्रे शुनि पुनः अमृत जारबाणी प्रभुपादा नाम रखे दानवीर गोस्वामी प्रभुपादा नाम रखे दानवीर गोस्वामी निरंतर ज्ञान भक्ति दान करें जिनी निरंतर ज्ञान भक्ति दान करें जिनी जरबानी अमृतमय अमृत बरसे जरबानी अमृतमय अमृत बरसे एमन दुर्लभ गुरु बहु भाग्य मिले एमन दुर्लभ गुरु बहु भाग्य मिले हामी आदाम महापापी लोइनु शरण हामी आदाम महापापी लोइनु शरण शिलावती शरणागत श्री गुरु चरण शिलावती शरणागत श्री गुरु चरण Translation. All glory to Gurudeva, who the ocean of mercy, who liberate everyone by giving love and devotion. All glory to Mahabhagavata. All glory to the great saint who has no taste for anything other than hearing and chanting Kirtana. All glory to Prabhupada's disciples. All glory to Him who is the all-wise, who gives us mercy through the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. All glory to Gurudeva Danavir Goswami, whose only desire is to spread devotion to Krishna. All glory to Him who is always busy for the welfare of all living beings without thinking about your own physical happiness. All glory to Him who is always so happy in the name of Krishna that you do not even think about your own sorrows. He who is merciful and whose nature is humble, who is very expert in all the Vedic scripture and whose words are like nectar. All glory to Him. Whose name Danavir Goswami was given by Srila Prabhupada, one who constantly teaches pure knowledge and devotion. All glory to Him. Though whose words always rain nectar, such a guru is rare and is only gained through the portion of many births. I have as the lowest, the greatest sinner, surrender to you. May Shilavati never be separated from serving to your lotus feet. Your most fallen servant, Shilavati Devidasi.
Bhagavatam, Puranic pastime, song. What next?
Any other disciples? would like to go now? Any other? No? Okay, so then now from the men's side, any uninitiated persons? Or Mataji? So I'm asking if any other initiated women would like to do their offering now? Yes? Okay, great.
Dear Guru Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Om Jnana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurum Militam Jnana Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Srimate Danavir Goswami Niti Namine Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Sarasvati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Thank you for being steadfast in following Srila Prabhupada's instruction despite all the challenges that come into your life. You once said that it is enough to follow the daily program that Srila Prabhupada has given us and that our knowledge is in Srila Prabhupada's books, and why waste time reading horoscopes and the like. It doesn't matter who we were, what matters is where we are going. I think the motives for following the path of bhakti are not always pure, and it takes time to realize that. It is not always easy to follow the path of sadhana bhakti, but it is important not to give up. Your motives are truly pure because you find pleasure in serving Srila Prabhupada and you try to please him every day. Therefore, it is not surprising that you have successfully completed so many seemingly impossible services. Seeing you act in accordance with Srila Prabhupada's instructions, one can only be inspired and help you to share the grace you have received from Srila Prabhupada. Caring for a person, whether a devotee or not, shows maturity and deep understanding of Lord Chaitanya's Mahaprabhu's movement. In the same way, you encourage your disciples to include their families, friends, colleagues in Srila Prabhupada's mission. In Zagreb, we have developed a system of personal care for devotees, which is actually the result of many challenges that were an incentive for us to take care of each other and become a family serving Srila Prabhupada under the guidance of our GBC. The people who initiated the project received great support from the devotees, and now we operate as a family. By suppressing anarchy and emphasizing good qualities, many people have felt accepted and are making more determined progress in Krishna consciousness. Through this experience, I can understand a little closer the pleasure you feel preaching in various ways. I'm very happy that you have not given up on us and continue to try to guide us by your example and instructions on how to please Srila Prabhupada. In attempt to serve you, eternally grateful for Dinadayadi Devidasi.
Hare Krishna, dear Guru Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to you. You are the ocean of inspiration for us. The story of your spiritual path seems unbelievable. You have devoted yourself to Krishna and Prabhupada so fast. After a 2 hours conversation with your friend, you have decided to change your whole life completely. In a month, you have joined the temple, and since then, you serve Krishna and Srila Prabhupada till now. So many years have passed, but your enthusiasm, dedication, and faith grow every moment. You are so stick to daily programs and sadhana Prabhupada gave us. You attend them every time, every day, no matter how your body feels. It is a great inspiration for me and helps me realize the importance of it. You see Krishna everywhere, in every situation. You see his plan. Every living entity is a Krishna's eternal spark, and you want to save all of us by spreading the holy name and making people chant on Harinams. Thank you for accepting me as your disciple. It is said that we cannot pay the debt to our spiritual master, but I hope that I may please you, at least by a bit of my tiny service to you, Vaishnavas, and the Lord. Please forgive me my offenses and ignorance, and please engage me in yours and Krishna's service. Thank you for letting us be here with you, your humble servant, Krishna Parayan.
Smash. So saxophones and voices at us it looks much about the story. Firstly, I consider each one of us here very fortunate because this wonderful divine ceremony of Vyasa Puja from the Srivas. And all the devotees get the wonderful association to all the Vaishnavas here. And God, second. In the class today, I just mentioned spiritual master is just like a father. When you see respectable disciples who are here, others just inside children, respectfully, cheerfully, joyfully, with genuine affection and care about someone. Similarly, I was wondering, even our all-loving Supreme Father, Krishna and Bhagavad, eagerness to serve, but everyone has really mesmerized me. Our entire system. So the situation what inspired me is it could be a simple thing, but you handle Hare Krishna cards each and every one. So and I just sit down to check out the names. So it shows the amount of compassion that you carry for each one of them. And despite facing challenges and but still I remember enthusiastic, inspiring all of us. And I can pretty much say Maharaj, it's possible only to enlighten to do such tasks. So certainly establish civil society, hence Krishna consciousness is the real way achieving the ideal of merciful. That's the end is a good family, and that's what we're portraying here. Srila Prabhupada is one of the masters. Expansion of terms of books for profit. So we can always get one association. Explain the philosophy. I'm also happy to share inspiration from because I have. And so Radhesham Prabhu has been our mentor and counselor way back then. So even I take great inspiration from him. See, in my case, I'm still a young aspiring devotee, and the sincerely for any offenses, seeking justice, see about his feet, you and all the Vaishnavas. So thank you very much for your for this wonderful opportunity. Your servant Ajit. Yes, one.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. Glories to Srila Prabhupada. When I came back after being gone for almost 10 years, I and a friend who had joined the Bhakti program at the same time, I fully expected to be at least gently chastised. And you were so merciful. The main thing that stuck out to me was you pointed out that one who has some connection with Krishna, he can never forget him, especially if he's even just doing a little bit, reading the books. And I'm definitely doing the bare minimum, or at least trying to do more, but I'm very appreciative that you've set up Rupanuga Vedic College so we can have the association of your disciples and all these wonderful personalities. I read recently What is the Difficulty by Shruti Kirti, and what stood out to me from the book was how he was trying to make it known that one who's given, as in his case, secretary of Srila Prabhupada, such a personal and constant association with the spiritual master, there's the potential problem of taking his association for granted and getting too comfortable. And so I think we're very fortunate to see the devotees that you have from other countries who aren't so blessed to have constant association, that they have less association with you than I do, but their appreciation for you is so much greater than mine. And this is something I've discussed with at least one or more of your servants. This Rupanuga Vedic College that you've set up is so nice that just recently we've seen, 2 bhaktas join the program who are just overnight, they're chanting 16 rounds, they're waking up at 3 a.m, earlier than I do. And so I definitely see that if somebody wants to make quick advancement, that it's definitely possible. You always seem to know just exactly what to say in every situation. When I was discussing with you trouble in my spiritual practice recently, you said something which I appreciated very much, which was that if you get lazy with Krishna, he might get lazy with you. Like Prabhu was just saying, we've had so many amazing Harinam experiences with you, and sometimes it's just the simple things that stand out. So one time we were going to Harinam, and I was the person giving the blissful task of driving you to the Harinam. And as often happens, we got there maybe 5 minutes before everybody. And right as we were pulling up, it occurred to me that in my haste to leave the temple, do I have water check? Do I have keys, wallet, phone? I forgot the kartals. And I looked at you, and before I could even say it, you said, "Kartals?" No, Maharaj, I forgot. So he said, "Oh, what do you have in the car?" And I looked and looked and looked, and all I had was a crowbar and some metal bar. And so he said, "Okay." And so we walked down the road, and I'm hitting this piece of metal with a crowbar, looking like a crazy person. And we met up with the Harinam party, and they all got a big smile. And when we left, I remember you said, "That'll teach you not to forget the kartals." Hare Krishna.
First and foremost, Danavir, I'd like to thank you for allowing me to be here, and me and Dr. Alexander joined the program. We really appreciate it. Coming here, I had no idea that it was your program that you created, with the help of others. I just needed somewhere to be to deepen my spiritual reality in terms of Krishna consciousness, and I learned a whole lot more than what I imagined, and I really appreciate you for that, because there's a lot I'm figuring out as I go along, and in terms of the whole enlightenment and things like this, and ending the cycle. I remember reading the first book about meditation. I was like, oh wow, yeah, enlightenment, that'd be something to end the cycle of birth and death, end the cycle of suffering. But past those few years, I had no idea how deep things could get. There's actually a God that we can, pray to, and that can guide us actually, on our path. It's not just something impersonal, which I'm learning more about deeper and deeper as I go along. But I really have you to thank for allowing us to be here and giving us the opportunity to relay your program. And yeah, I met some really great devotees who set a great example, so patient, so merciful. And just thank you again. I really appreciate it.
Hare Krishna. In His Divine Grace, you include the letter that Prabhupada wrote to you when he initiated you, and you're describing your name as hero of charities. And then you quote Nectar of Devotion. When on account of love and devotional service for the Lord, there is special valorous enthusiasm. The resultant activities we call chivalrous. Danavira, or chivalry, in giving charity, may be divided into two parts, munificence and renunciation. A person who can sacrifice everything for the satisfaction of Krishna is called munificent. A person who wants to give everything in charity to Krishna, but does not want anything in return,
is considered to the real renouncer. Dana, Latin takes as donum, which becomes donation in English. Vira, Latin takes as vir, which becomes virile or virility. So not only do you give everything to Krishna, but you also bring that energy. Haribol.
Krishna Maharaj. Dear Gurudev, I would also like to apologize. We spend a lot of time together and tolerate so much of my immaturities. I can only help but think you see something in me that is lost to myself, and I beg your patience while I take your guidance to help find it. So I just have very simple, something that was written by Srila Prabhupada to read. And I'd like to read this not because I've realized this level of surrender, but because I see that you have. And that's what I admire most about you, your dedication to serving Srila Prabhupada's orders and the faith that you have in his instruction. So Srila Prabhupada writes, personally, I have no hope for any direct service for the coming crores of births of the sojourn of my life. But I'm confident that someday or other I shall be delivered from this mire of delusion in which I am at present so deeply sunk. Therefore, let me with all my earnestness pray at the lotus feet of my Divine Master to allow me to suffer the lot for which I am destined due to my past misdoings. But to let me have this power of recollection, that I am nothing but a tiny servant of the Almighty Absolute Godhead, realized through the unflinching mercy of my Divine Master. Let me therefore bow down at his lotus feet with all the humility at my command. Hare Krishna.
Life. Lives. He said, then come forward to should be everyone. I said, I didn't come forward. So he goes on.
His divine grace is Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki HareKrishnaKC Ashtottara Shatashishima Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Ananda Bhakti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Namacharya Shri Haridas Thakur ki Prem se Bol Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shiva Sari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shyamakunda Radha Kundagiri Govardhan ki Vrindavan ki Navadipnam ki Jagannath Puri Dham ki Bhakti Devi ki Tulasi Devi ki Yamamayi ki Gandhamayi ki Samayeta Bhakta Vrinda ki all voices of devotees all voices of devotees HareKrishna devotees, so now there will be a regular Gita class, which we're doing every evening in the same room. So today's evening Bhagavad Gita class will be given by today's Pastor Prabhu. There were a few devotees that were asked about doing some dishes. There's plenty of dishes to prepare. Tomorrow we have another wonderful festival. Devotees will be getting initiation. So there'll be some more cooking that's needed tomorrow. So if anybody was asked to do the dishes, you can go there now and please volunteer if you'd like. If you'd like to volunteer for some dishes, please do. Otherwise, we'll be eating in the temple and thank you very much, HareKrishna. Maharaj ki Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Read from putting point two, which is Goswami 240. Okay, 246, Bhagavad Gita, we'll read from that. Let me see if I can find it. Yavan Artha Udapani Sarvataha Samsutodake Tavan Sarveshu Vedeshu Brahmanasya Vijanatha Yavanartha Udapani Sarvataha Samsutodake Tavan Sarveshu Vedeshu Brahmanasya Vijanatah Yavanartha Udapani Sarvataha Samsutodake Tavan Sarveshu Vedeshu Brahmanasya Vijanatah Yavan, all that. Artaha, this man. Udapani, in a well of water. Sarvataha, knowledge. Samsutta Udake, in a great reservoir of water. Savan, similarly. Sarveshu, in all. Vedeshu, Vedic literatures. Brahmanasya, or the man who knows the 16 Brahmanas. Vijanataha, with incomplete knowledge. Translation. All the purposes served by a small well can at once be served by a great reservoir of water. Similarly, all the purposes of Vedas can be served to one who knows the purpose behind it. All purposes served by small well can at once be served by great reservoir of water. Similarly, all the purposes of Vedas can be served to one who knows the purpose behind them. The rituals and sacrifices mentioned in Karma Kanda division of Vedic literature are meant to encourage gradual development of self-realization. And the purpose of self-realization is clearly stated in the 15th chapter of our Gita. The purpose of studying Vedas is to know Krishna, Lord Krishna, the primary cause of everything. So self-realization means understanding Krishna and one's eternal relationship with Him. The relationship of living entities with Krishna is also mentioned in the 15th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, 15th chapter. The living entities are parts and parcel of Krishna. Therefore, growing up Krishna consciousness by the individual and living entity is the highest perfection stage of Vedic knowledge. This is confirmed in Srimad Bhagavatam 3:37.
Aho bata sapacho garyam yat jahvadre vartate nama tudhyam tesu tapaste jihu Krishna Arya Ramanuchur Nama Gunanti Iti. O my Lord, a person who is chanting your holy name, although born of a low family like a Chandala, dog eater, is situated on the highest platform of civilization. Such a person must have performed all kinds of penances and sacrifices according to Vedic rituals and studying the Vedic literatures many times after taking his bath in the holy place, all the holy places of pilgrimage. Such a person is considered to be the best of Aryan family. So one must be intelligent enough to understand the purpose of Vedas without being attached to the rituals only, and must not desire to be elevated to the highest, to the heavenly planets, heavenly kingdoms for a better quality of sense gratification. It is not possible for the common man in this age to follow all the rules and regulations of the Vedic rituals. Now it is possible to study all of the Vedanta and Upanishads thoroughly. It requires much time, energy, and knowledge and resources to exhibit the purpose of Vedas. This is hardly possible in this age. The best purpose of Vedic culture is served, however, by chanting the holy name of the Lord, as recommended by Lord Chaitanya, the revealer of all fallen souls. When Lord Chaitanya was asked by great Vedic scholar Prakashana Saraswati why he, the Lord, was chanting the holy name of the Lord like a sentimentalist instead of studying Vedanta philosophy, the Lord replied that his spiritual master had found him to be great fool and thus asked him to chant the holy name of Lord Krishna. He did so and became ecstatic like a madman. In this age of Kali, most of the population is foolish and not adequately educated to understand Vedanta philosophy. The best purpose of Vedanta philosophy is served by inoffensively chanting the holy name of the Lord. Vedanta is the last word in Vedic Krishna, and the author and knower of the Vedanta philosophy is Lord Krishna, and the highest Vedantist is the great soul who takes pleasure in chanting the holy name of the Lord. That is the ultimate purpose of all Vedic institutions. All purposes served by small well can at once be served by a great reservoir of water. Similarly, all the purposes of Vedas can be served to one who knows the purpose behind them. So Vedas have many different sections. The Karma Kanda. Karma Kanda is where you perform this sacrifice and you will get this result. Like you worship Indra to get rain, you want education, you worship Saraswati, you want good wife, you worship Brahma, if you want any material benefits, worship Lord Shiva to get quickly. So there are so many sacrifices mentioned in the Vedic scriptures for different kinds of people. So Vedas accommodate various levels of people, from lowest level to the highest level. So if you are already on the higher path, we should not go down to the lower path. Again, we should not think that, okay, now I need to perform these sacrifices so that I can be under a Vedic system. So that's why Krishna is saying here, we need to know what is the purpose behind the Vedas. It's like a small well. The purpose of well is to get water. So you get some water from the well, but you have then you are getting already the water, and you are getting much more than that. So similarly, if you know the purpose behind the Vedas, then you get the essence of Vedas and you can fully follow Vedas without really following the process that are mentioned for lower level people. Like an example, people who are in the mode of ignorance and who wants to eat meat, then they are recommended to worship Durga on the Amavasya day, so that they do sacrifice and they offer it to Durga, and they can eat Kali, a form of Durga Kali. Then you offer it and you take it that day. It's only for one day. In this way, people who have desire to eat meat, so it's regulated. So Vedas are mainly for regulating these things, regulating people's desires and senses, so that they can go to higher levels. So now, the people who are following, people who are devotees, they should not compare themselves with these people and say, hey, they are eating meat, I should also eat meat. No. Rather, for people who are in ignorance, they cannot control their time, and they want to eat animals. They are given a permission to do so at the under Vedic purview, to follow the process. So that slowly the goal is for them is to, okay, now I'm eating meat once per month. Slowly you will understand, okay, let me do something better. Let me go to the higher path. Because they're controlling senses, they're not eating every day. Like people nowadays eat 3 times a day, 4 times a day. When snacks, they eat beef jerky or something. I say in my office, people start eating beef or a snack. So, these unregulated habits, Vedas don't recommend that. These people are beyond Vedic rules and regulations or Vedic scriptures. Those who do not follow these rules and regulations, then there is no hope for them. So Krishna created these Vedas, Krishna spoke these Vedas so that all mankind can be uplifted. He is accommodating everyone. A mode of ignorance, is slowly trying to bring them to mode of passion, and people who are in the mode of passion, who are always want to desires fulfilled, then slowly Vedas are trying to bring them to the mode of goodness. And mode of goodness, then you try to understand God, try to read Gita, understand Gita. Then slowly Bhagavad is trying to bring them even beyond mode of goodness, and go to the pure devotional service the Sattva platform. So this is a structure as a ladder Vedic scriptures recommend are guiding us. But the whole purpose of Vedas is to know Krishna. As said here, the rituals and sacrifices are encouraged to gradual development of self-realization. The purpose of self-realization is to know Lord Krishna. The purpose of studying Vedas is to know Lord Krishna, the primary cause of everything. So karma kandas, basically they are mostly interested in fulfilling their desires. I do this, so what's needed for me? I worship Shiva, so what do I get? I worship Lakshmi, what do I get? I worship Saraswati, what do I get? This is more of sense gratification. But beyond that, then there is a jnana. Jnana to know Krishna, and Krishna is an impersonal form. But beyond that, there is bhakti, to know Krishna personally. So the Krishna says here that in the 15th chapter, the goal of Vedas is to know Krishna, to know the ultimate source of everything. To know him, Krishna, and then what? To know, to understand, and then love him and serve him. And perform Bhakti Yoga. Perform Bhakti Yoga, which is consist of 9 processes: Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, Vandanam, Dasya, etc. So, it also includes the self-realization means understanding Krishna and one's eternal relation with him. So, when you understand Krishna, you also understand ourselves and not just know, but our relationship with him, our eternal relationship. We we are eternally connected to Krishna, and Mame Mantra Jiva Loke Jiva Buddha Sarana, we are eternally connected to Krishna. Then we understand our true position. As Maharaj was mentioning in today's Bhagavad class, we are eternal servants of Krishna. That is our true identity. All others are temporary. All other identities. Sarvopadi Nirmuktam. All upadhis are temporary. I am this, I am that, I am Democrat, I am Republican. You get attached to these identities. You become part of it, then you lose your true identity. You get lost in those identities, and slowly you forget what is our true identity. Maya is so strong. Maya gives you these identities so that it gives you false proprietorship. It's your controller of these things. You can control these things. So these identities, temporary and these material identities, they give you false hopes of enjoyment, enjoyership, doership and controllership. But if you really give up all this and say, I am only servant of Krishna, nothing else, then we can really see Krishna face to face. Otherwise, with all other identities, we cannot see Krishna because we are covered by those identities. We cannot see Krishna. So this is the highest knowledge. This is the highest level of knowledge in the Vedas. A lot of people misunderstand Vedas means just do this, we know, Vedas are great, Vedas have mathematics, Vedas have this, Vedas have that, but you see that a lot of temples are built using Vedic architecture, you have metallurgy, you have astrology, so they're all there, but the main purpose of Vedas is to know Krishna, to know who is God. Not just to know, but clearly understand, logically and by observation, by practical experience, through the process of Bhakti Yoga, completely understand Krishna. And then understand our relationship with Krishna, then serve Him eternally. It's not just a temporary thing, it's not a 1 hour, 2 hour thing. It is just our eternal relationship with Krishna. If we give up all other identities, we see only, we completely realize that we are only servants of Krishna, nothing else. Then we are able to serve Krishna all the time. Otherwise, the moment we state, I want money, I want this, I want that, then your mind gets diverted. So we need to try to come to that stage. That's why there is a process. And Prabhupada mentions here, Varnashrama is there, so that slowly we come to that stage. First, you do married life, brahmachari, married life, vanaprastha, sannyas. So that at least there are different stages described, so that if you cannot directly think of Krishna all the time, at least you follow this Varnashrama. Okay, at least be a grihastha, but follow the Vedic rules and regulations. Follow the Bhakti Yoga. Try to inculcate in married life. So then when you come to Vanaprastha, you are better already trained. So brahmachari you already trained, married life you are already trained. So Vanaprastha so that training will help you to focus more and more on Krishna. Then when you take sannyas, in Kali Yuga it's very hard, but when you come to that stage, then you are already fully trained and you can think of Krishna all the time. We always think of Krishna, nothing else. So basically you see everything from Krishna's point of view. That is love. So when you love somebody, you try to see from there, you see in everyone, everything, you see your objective of love, So you see Krishna everywhere. So when you love Krishna more and more, then once you are in that stage, then you can Premanjana Chitta Bhakti Lachanena. So when your love is saturated, when your love is overwhelming, then you are ready to go back to Krishna. So that you can express your love in a more spiritual form, not in this material form, but you can fully experience that love of Krishna in this spiritual form, and that place is the Guru of love. So that's the idea. So that's the whole purpose of Vedas. It's not to get some material benefits and enjoy this world, enjoy or suffer. This is all suffering. Because at the end, we all have to die, and more we try to enjoy. As soon as we say we are trying to enjoy, that's a trap. Basically, we are enjoyed by material nature. Material nature is trapping us to take another birth. So we think we are the enjoyers, we are the controllers, we are the proprietors. So that's the other way around. Material nature is trapping us to this, but that's not what I'm there. Any questions or comments at this time?
Background noise is a little distracting.
What time we should finish?
8:20.
8:20, okay. And here, very important verse, very nice verse about the chanting. So now, Prabhupada explains in this verse different Vedic sacrifices. So Vedic sacrifices are there for various reasons, but in this age it's very difficult to perform these sacrifices. And of all the sacrifices, chanting of the holy name is the best sacrifice. Sankirtan. And it is within, it is part of Vedas. It's not that it's something different. And this process is direct. When you chant holy names, you're directly in touch with Krishna. There is other Vedic processes. When you do yajna, when you do karma yoga, other things, you are not directly in touch with Krishna. You're asking, praying to Krishna for some benefit, and once you get benefit, you forget Krishna, you will enjoy. Whereas Bhakti Yoga, you are 24 hours, 24/7, you are in touch with Krishna all the time. You're seeing face to face, and when you touch with Krishna, you also see yourself. Just like when you go out, when you are in the sun, you also see yourself. So when you're in touch with Krishna, you also see yourself. Because Krishna is spiritual, we are spiritual, then we also will reveal our identity when you keep learning more and more about Krishna. And our eternal relationship will be revealed. So the direct process is chanting of the holy name. That is the highest, Bhagavad says it's the highest platform of civilization. It's the highest platform of civilization because when you chant Chirata Pranacham, this subtle body will be dissolved. All this gross body, subtle body, mind, false ego that I am the proprietor, I am the controller, I am the enjoyer. So when you keep chanting Krishna's names, this subtle body will be dissolved and our real spiritual body will be revealed. So by this process, then when your spiritual form is revealed, then you can understand Krishna better, and we can have constant relation with Krishna all the time. So that's why this holy name is very important. It's known as the highest platform of civilization. So one must be intelligent enough to understand the Vedas without being attached to rituals only. Must not desire to be elevated to the heavenly kingdoms for better quality of sense gratification. So the sense gratification is the enemy of self-realization. In this morning class we were talking about, or in the previous program, we were talking about the austerity, importance of austerity. Kadamuni and Devati, they performed so much austerities. So for self-realization, we need to perform certain austerities. We cannot just keep on enjoying senses and hope to realize oneself. They are both contradictory. Because when you start enjoying senses, then you are at the gross level, at the physical level, maybe at mind and intelligence, but all using for sense enjoyment. So you are getting away from the true identity, who we are. So to realize oneself, we have to relinquish this sense gratification, and we have to really we have to give up this idea of sense gratification, physical and subtle level, and then we need to focus on the spiritual soul and Krishna. The best form of focusing on spiritual soul is focusing the name of Krishna, which is also spiritual, and by just like a iron rod, when kept in the fire, it also becomes red hot. Same way, our soul, by this bhakti yoga process, when we are in touch with Krishna, so this fire of bhakti, chanting on the holy name, will purify our soul, so our spiritual identity will brighten, just like a fire spark. When you're in touch with fire, it also is brighter. When it is away from fire, it becomes an ash kind of darkness. The same way, the soul right now, we are in touch with material atmosphere. The soul is not revealing its brightness, its potency. So when you are in touch with Krishna, then our spiritual identity will come back. Spiritual form will come back. So that's why the best process is to chant the holy names. It's a very direct process, as given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sankirtan Yajna, by the chanting of the holy names, we can directly get in touch with Krishna, and we can be always in the fire of spiritual knowledge, the fire of spiritual knowledge, and we can really very good. Okay. Any questions or comments on the stage?
In relationship to when you're speaking about worshiping demigods, is it possible to all worship demigods with the understanding that the servants of Krishna? Is that, can you say, bona fide to do?
Yeah, if you see servant of Krishna, then that's good. But most people don't. This is separately from Krishna. Like Gopis worship Katyayani to get Krishna as their husband. But their motive was to get Krishna. Krishna is their husband. So that's, if you can go ask Shiva for pure devotional service. Lord Shiva as mentioned in Bhagavad, milk turned into yogurt. You see, if you do understand properly, Krishna is ultimate and all the devotees his assistants, then their understanding is good. Yeah. But Krishna is going to give everything. So Krishna can give everything. And we can ask others help, but Krishna is saying, so Krishna gives the whole everything, and there's nothing left. Krishna also gives obstacles, you can pray for Krishna. If you want knowledge, you can ask Krishna for that. If you don't understand knowledge, you can pray for Krishna to give you the knowledge. So Krishna is giving everything. There is nothing remaining. As Krishna says, there is nothing beyond me. Like if you go to the king, there is nothing else. You can access anywhere, you can go anywhere in the kingdom. You can access anything you want. Who is your friend? So same way Krishna, once you get in touch with Krishna, then we get everything. We get knowledge, and Krishna will give devotion. Krishna will say, I will give you understanding by which you can come back. He is giving knowledge, he is Yogachinu Vahamya. He said, I will take care of my devotees. My devotee will not perish. So what else is remaining? He is giving everything. And then Krishna likes his devotees and he is very personal with that. In the form of super soul, he is guiding them. In the form of guru, he is guiding externally. In the form of scriptures, he is guiding them, guiding us. So in all ways Krishna is giving so much. It is unlimited. So many acharyas are there, so many gurus are there, so many great Vaishnavas are there. So what is not giving? He is giving everything. You see the examples like Pandavas, Dhruva Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj. They got everything under the shelter of Krishna. If Krishna wants to give us, he will give us. If Krishna wants us to surrender more, he might take away some things. So we directly come under the shelter of Krishna when you do the bhakti yoga. And Krishna is always doing it for our benefit, our own benefit. And Krishna is our best friend. We may not know what is best for us, but Krishna knows what is best for us. So if we surrender to Krishna, the total surrender, then once we start seeing Krishna's point of view, why Krishna is doing to me, then we appreciate more and more. Right now we are thinking that I can do whatever I want and I can get whatever I want. I don't need Krishna. It's all because of my effort I'm getting everything. So that's what materialists think. Where is God involved? I'm going to office, I'm going to college, I'm getting a job. So where is Krishna involved? They don't see the bigger picture, who is providing everything. Who is providing your brain? Who is providing the senses? Who is providing the sun? Who is providing the moon? Who is providing the plants, rains, everything? Just like a company might say, hey, this year we made so much profit, billions of dollars, but then there is a couple of cyclones, so yeah, we lost some business. Due to Mother's nature, we lost some business, but we couldn't make that much profit, but we made billions profit. So they do not know the full picture. So Mother Nature, they will say, some due to bad weather conditions and things like that, we lost some business, but they don't see the bigger picture that Krishna is in control of it. So the only devotees can know Krishna fully, can understand fully. Whereas materialists, they understand, they might guess, they might contribute, they might give some credit to some nature and things like that. But they do not know the full picture that Krishna is doing everything. And Krishna will not reveal to them also, but they are not interested to know Krishna. So by devotional service, this is ultimate knowledge. This is the top-notch knowledge, Bhakti Yoga. Bhagavad Gita teaches that. To know Krishna, to know God directly, to understand the relationship with Him, and to be established in the relationship, to love Him, and in that love, we do everything. We do all the service to Him. In Krishna's love. And that's our natural, happy, perfect position. All of us are temporary, all of us will cause misery, and we have to take birth again and again. Any other comments? Questions? Questions?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. My question is, how to develop the real taste for the Harinam? Sometimes we have a tendency to let go, it's getting too late, get lazy, and you said, oh, I'll just do it tomorrow, and you tend to postpone it, then tomorrow comes, and there's something else, and you miss a day or two like that. So, how to develop that, consistency, and how to develop that faith and love, devotion, surrender to the holy name.
So, the question is how to develop taste and consistency. Well, there are so many things, but one thing is, if we really understand our situation, then we will naturally be chanting holy names. If you are in fire, what do? You call for help. So same way, if you understand our position, that we are suffering this material world, all is coming, probably already came, then next is death, so many diseases. So if we understand that we are the soul, we are not just bodies, then why we have to suffer? Prabhupada keeps stressing this point again and again in the lecture. If you are intelligent, your soul, why are you willing to suffer? So if you understand our position truly, tattvataha, that's why Krishna says, you have to know knowledge in tattvataha, in reality, not just textbooks, but by practically, completely full understanding. Then we naturally share. When you understand that everything is temporary, our family is breaking down, or It's everything is getting old, everyone is dying before us. Our friends are dying, our parents are dying, our grandparents are dying. So, how can we be comfortable? How can we just ignore these things? So that's why self-realization is very important. Krishna says that we have to understand first thing that we are not these bodies, we are created spirit souls. We have taken this body due to our association with material nature and we are suffering here. So once you understand that, then you definitely chant. When you are in the fire, you call for help. Samsara Dhavana, this is compared with fire. So that's one of the answers. That's one. Association will help you get that knowledge. Serving Vaishnavas will help you get that knowledge. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Janma Mukti Jara Vyadi Dukkha Dosham Darshanam. You try to understand what is the cause of this material nature, taking this body, why we are getting old. So if you understand that, then we naturally be looking for solutions. You say, everything is fine, I'm getting old, so what? Everyone is getting old. Sometimes they say you are 60 years young, 70 years young. They try to throw it out with some positive spin. All the legs are falling and walking with big step. I'm still young. I can do. I can make things. So this is it's not even knowledge, it's just covering up. So when you really get to the basics, bottom, I want to know the truth, then you read Gita, you understand Gita, you approach Vaishnavas, ask questions, understand, then you are eventually wholesome chant. If not, then we will not. We take it for granted. Okay, does that answer help?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Hare Krishna, Srimad Bhagavad Gita,